It is the mass of water vapor present in 1 meter cube volume of air. Treating steam, water vapor as the ideal gas, the mass of water vapor per unit volume is known as, which is Pw by R into T, where Pw is the partial pressure of water vapor. Okay. How to measure the absolute humidity? 1 meter cube air, 1 meter cube volume air, what is the amount of water vapor present? It is known as absolute humidity. Okay. R is the RW. RW is the gas constant for water. அதோட வேல்யூ என்னன்னு தெரியுமா? Anyone? First unit நடத்துனது? Anyone remember? Universal gas constant divided by particular gas constant. Particular gasக்கு அதோட constant வேணும்னா என்ன பண்ணணும்? Universal gas constant divided by molecular weight, which is 8.314 kilojoules per kilomole Kelvin. 0.314 divided by 18. Okay, absolute humidity, how to find out? தெரியுமா? இப்ப partial pressure of water தெரிஞ்சதுன்னா you can get the absolute humidity. Otherwise absolute humidity தெரிஞ்சதுன்னா you can get the partial pressure of water vapor. ஓகேவா? Then relative humidity, RH. Relative humidity. Okay, this is the ratio between actual water vapor to the maximum possible water vapor. It means water vapor when air is saturated at the given temperature, of air. We know the partial pressure of water vapor dew point temperature, there is a relations. If you know the partial pressure water, you can get the temperature at which water condense. Steam table பார்த்திருப்போம். Steam table second table or first table, if you know the pressure, we can get the temperature. And the temperature, saturation temperature, second column. Okay. So if you know the partial pressure of water vapor, we can get the dew point temperature from the steam table. Okay. So actual water vapor present அப்படிங்கிறது partial pressure of water vapor, actual partial pressure of water vapor. Okay, actual partial pressure of water vapor divided by partial pressure when it is saturated. So dew point temperature தெரிஞ்சதுன்னா you can get the actual water present. You can get from this Pw by Rwt. If you know the dew point temperature or the corresponding saturation pressure, we can get from the steam table. The Pw we can get from the steam table. Pw is obtained, steam இது நல்லா தெரிஞ்சாதான் இது கொஞ்சம் புரியும், from steam table by knowing dew point temperature. Dew point temperature தெரிஞ்சுன்னா அந்த corresponding saturation pressure we can get from the steam table. Okay. If air is saturated for the given temperature, suppose 40 degree or 30 degree centigrade, if at all air is saturated, அப்படின்னா 40 degree corresponding saturation pressure. Okay, so this is partial pressure of water vapor, partial pressure corresponding to dew point temperature. இது புரியல, இதை எப்படி ஆவச்சுக்க, partial pressure of water vapor corresponding to dry bulb temperature into 100. சொல்றது புரியுதா? இந்த PW dry bulb temperature, dew point temperature, dry bulb temperature தெரிஞ்சுன்னா we can get the RH, relative humidity. Okay, steam table dew point temperature corresponding saturation pressure. இது வந்து dry bulb temperature corresponding saturation pressure. Dry bulb temperature is 30 degrees centigrade and dew point temperature is 20 degrees centigrade. The RH, relative humidity, how to calculate அப்படின்னா from the steam table. Are you able to see the steam table? The temperature, page number என்னன்னு பாத்துக்க, 20 degree corresponding saturation pressure. இதுதான் saturation pressure. Pw, partial pressure of water vapor. Dew point temperature தெரிஞ்சதுன்னா we can get the partial pressure of water vapor. We can get 0.023 bar. 30 degree என்னது 0.042 bar. Okay, 30 degree dry bulb temperature, 20ங்கிறது dew point temperature. இதுக்கு corresponding pressure ratio தான் என்னது relative humidity. Relative humidity. Are you able to follow? எப்படி calculate பண்றதுன்னா from steam table 30 degree centigrade saturation pressure. For 30 degree centigrade saturation pressure எவ்வளவு 0.042 for 20 degree centigrade saturation pressure. Now relative humidity is 0.023 divided by 0.042 of course into 100. Humidity is expressed in terms of percentage 54.8. Suppose if it is saturated, if air is saturated, ரெண்டு temperature equal இருக்கும் இல்லையா? I already told, if air is saturated, dry bulb temperature is equal to wet bulb temperature is equal to dew point temperature. So 30 degree எடுத்துட்டோம்னா all the temperature becomes equal. So partial pressure 0.042 divided by 0.042 என்ன வரும் 100%. Saturated air relative humidity is 100%. For unsaturated air relative humidity is less than 100. Normal small w we will use specific humidity. It is the mass of water vapor present in 1 kg of dry air. Specific humidity, absolute humidity வந்து 1 meter cube of airல எவ்வளவு வாட்டர் இருக்கோ, எவ்வளவு வாட்டர் வேப்பர் இருக்கோ, that is known as absolute humidity. Specific humidity is it is the mass of water vapor present in 1 kg of dry air. 1 kg of dry air. Now if you write the ideal gas equation for the dry air and water vapor, okay, this is the air, partial pressure of air, volume of air is equal to mass of dry air, R of air into temperature. Temperature is the dry bulb temperature. This is ideal gas equation for dry air. Similarly, ideal gas equation for the water, partial pressure of water into temperature. This is ideal gas equation. Ideal gas equation for water vapor. ரெண்டே divide பண்ணோம்னா that will get PA by PW, MA by MW. என்னாகும் இதெல்லாம் கேன்சல் ஆயிருமா? temperature cancel ஆயிருமா? So you will get RA by RW. Specific humidity W is equal to MW, mass of water vapor present in 1 kg of per kg of dry air. So இது இந்த பக்கம் எடுத்து கொண்டு வந்து இது இங்க கொண்டு வந்துட்டோம்னா RA by RW, PW by PA. Okay, this is specific humidity. Now RA ங்கிறது 8.314 divided by molecular weight of air. வாட்டருக்கு 8.314 divided by molecular weight of water into PW. Partial pressure of air ங்கிறது P atmosphere minus PW because atmosphere contains dry air plus
water vapor
which is called atmospheric pressure. Okay. So PA ங்கிறது P atmosphere minus PW. I have substituted here. So you can cancel. Molecular weight of air per molecular weight of water is 18. This is 28.8 or 28.8 PW by P atmosphere minus PW, which is equal to 0.622 PW by P atmosphere minus PW. So this is the specific humidity. So if you know the dew point temperature தெரிஞ்சுதுன்னா you can get the specific humidity. Okay. இப்போ previous ப்ராப்ளத்துல if dew point temperature is 20 degrees centigrade, atmospheric pressure is 101.32 or 1.032 bar. 1.01 bar. Calculate specific humidity. Here already I know the partial pressure of water vapor corresponding to 20 degree centigrade எனக்கு தெரியும் 0.023 bar. Okay, 0.023 bar. From steam table for 20 degree centigrade, PS saturation pressure is 0.023 bar. Now specific humidity W is 0.622 PW by P atmosphere minus PW. PW 0.023. 1.01 minus 0.023. So this is the specific humidity. 0.144. this much kilogram per kg of dry air. எல்லாமே dry air basis தான் நம்ம கண்டுபிடிப்போம். கிராம்ல சொன்னோம்னா it is 14 gram into 1000, approximately 14 gram per kg of dry air. 1 kilogram எடுத்தோம்னா only 14 gram தான் இருக்கு, gram of water தான் இருக்கு. If 50% is saturated, if relative humidity is 50%, it means 50% saturation. 100% saturation, it may be around 28. Okay, so water vapor when compared to dry air, very little quantity, amount வந்து ரொம்ப குறைச்சலா இருக்கும்.